It's been a while since I reviewed Mushoku Tensei manga. And the reason why is because, you know, not much has really been going on that I've already talked about within the anime. So I'm thinking, what's the point, I want to pick it back up pretty soon to get good again. But for a while it's just been like, man, I don't know. It's just been, like, it's the same thing. Nothing's really going on. He comes in, he saves Roxy, they have their talk discussion, they get to catch up. Then they pretty much go do the labyrinth thing, showing how much they've grown, and then here they are. Just pretty much just having the same conversations that I've already talked about. And nothing really different, really. There usually happens to be something that's different from manga and the anime, where I can at least talk about, like, okay, this is new, this is good, but instead it's just been the same steps that we've seen before. Paul and Lena Lace, every time. Anita Lace realized that Rudy and Roxy have something going on. And they try to throw hints like, hey, I used to have two blades. Now, I used to have one blade I use all the time, but now I got two blades. Now I can't see myself ever having just one blade. Remember that talk that Paul had with Rudy. Then he was also talking about how he was also throwing hints, but I don't think Rudy has really got it at all. So, for some reason when it comes to romance, Rudy is very slow to uptake. But that's what most main characters do, unfortunately. I don't know why they do it. It's ridiculous, it's stupid. But hey, it's whatever. It's whatever. Now, that being said, this one we did get to see a little sneak peek of Rudius when he was a child. And we get to see how Paul is telling him stories about the labyrinths and stuff. Pretty much, Mana gets stored into a cave. I can tell you, I had a theory about something, but I'll talk about it later, after I say Paul's explanation. So pretty much, how labyrinth is created is when Mana gets trapped inside a cave, and it forms a crystal, and then other creatures and humans are attracted to that crystal inside the cave, which is extremely more amounts of mana, and then they die in that cave. Makes the crystals grow even stronger, and then the mana releases and transforms the creature. Now, my theory, if you haven't heard before, is that, and I wish that was the theory, but it's like it's not true, is that labyrinths were remnants of the other destroyed worlds that once existed within that universe. Because when you saw the creatures inside of the labyrinths, you don't see them anywhere else in their world, but only the caves. So my theory is that the mana that was once from each of those worlds where the cave was linked into would leak into the cave, which will draw the creatures in, have them killed, and then transform them. And that was my previous theory. But with this chapter, that theory is pretty much busted. It doesn't exist. It doesn't work. And that kind of sucks. Because I really, and I do mean really, wanted that theory to exist. But it's whatevs. Now, the remaining of the chapter is what you expect. Paul sees Zenith inside the crystal, but there's the Hydra there. And he just goes rushing in, guns blazing. He's pulling an Eris, for crying out loud. If you don't know, Eris, when it comes to comeback, would always just rush in every single time. And pretty much just be like, we gotta pretty much go with the flow of how she fights. Like, I'll provide backup, you be a vanguard, and watch out for things she avoids. And it worked out, even though it was a professional teamwork. It worked out. So they were doing the same thing with Paul, but they're not used for someone doing something like that. Because Paul at least thinks before he dodges in, but he's been waiting for his moment for such a long time. You can't blame him, Years and years of fighting Zenith, and him feel like nothing's been going right with him. Sure, Aisha and the second wife were found as well, which is good, but that was because of Rudius. He wanted to contribute things. He did save a lot of lives. He has rescued a lot of people from this terrible incident. But the main one he wants to find the most is Zenith. And here she is, right there. And you have the dragon in your way. Now you gotta kill that dragon. But it ain't easy as it looks. Because the dragon keeps, it's hard to kill. It's extremely hard to kill. This is the final boss, the big creature. So what do? They have to retreat. Paul didn't want to retreat, but they have to. And Rudius looks back, and it's just like, Now, let's talk about the cover art that I showed on the thumbnail of this thing. Look at Rudius. Look how different he does. Another thing I do like about the manga is that the Rudius manga at least has him looking more he does in the light novels than he does in the anime. When I'm looking at Rudius in the anime, he kind of looks like himself in the light novels, but I feel like the anime does a better job, in my opinion, especially the young adult Rudius. You know, he has the long ponytail and the hair is starting to grow down a bit on the bangs and stuff. You see it, and I'm like, that's very impressive. So I like that very much. And that's pretty much what I got to talk about. See what I mean? Short video. Nothing really here to talk about because not much really happened. You gotta wait a month for these chapters, and it just takes a long time for it to catch up. And I guess you're gonna do that until the anime gets announced, and then the manga will go on a break probably, and then it does this a lot. It's a pattern that I'm catching up on, is all I'm saying. But we'll see. So, like I said, that's all I got for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, of course, hit that bell icon. This has been Madcrownxox, all anime. Signing out.